Into your hands I commend my spirit. Hi guys, this is the Commend Me podcast. My name is Aubrey. Today we're going to be getting to know our demons. Before we get into that, if you're not subscribed, go subscribe, like, comment, interact with us. Greatly appreciate it. But we're going to be getting right into today's episode. So getting to know our demons. Essentially what that means is going to be getting familiar with the way that Satan attacks us personally. So we're going to be talking about St. Ignatius of Loyola's Discernment of Spirits, so Consolation, Desolation, which we've talked before on this show, but that's going to be a greater focus today. So again, what is consolation? Consolation is it's a position of being where, actually, I kind of have a metaphor for this. I kind of imagine it as being in the honeymoon phase of a relationship, right? Everything's new and exciting and you're so in love and it's just easy to give and do the right thing and treat them well, and you just want to, I just love you so much and I'm going to do everything and it's great, and kind of that position. And so then desolation is going to be, you start getting into routine. It's easy to get frustrated. Even if they aren't necessarily doing something wrong, like it's just easy to feel unmet or like something's missing, and it's just kind of right? Even though it's technically not bad, and it's a phase and you get through it, and you'll be back so in love at some point, and it'll be so good. And how would we ever like that? Why would we ever be like that? We're in love. And you kind of go back and forth, right? That's all of life, and especially with your relationship with God, He allows for these times where you feel His presence and you're so close to Him, and it's so easy to choose the virtuous, good, holy thing, and you see Him in everything. And I think everyone kind of has had that experience, especially if you're watching this show. And if you haven't, if you let yourself be open to it, He will give it to you and pull Him towards you. But it's that, like, oh my God, like, just wow, and just awe positioning, right? It's that holy fear of God. And then you have desolation, and you start to become more internal. Everything, you're more oriented towards despair. If consolation is more oriented towards hope, you start to kind of question things. It's just everything feels difficult. You feel like far from Him. I don't know. I kind of picture also a different kind of analogy is if consolation, you have your glasses on, you're seeing things clearly and for what they are. Desolation, you do not have your glasses. It is hard to see and make this from that, and you just don't know what to do, and you're confused, and it's just frustrating. And it's not necessarily falling into sin, but you're a lot more susceptible to it and weak to it, because you're not having this constant kind of awareness. And so essentially those principles overarching life, but you can also take them into specifics. So if this thought or belief pulls me into consolation, pulls me into the belief of God's life and joy and peace and hope, then it's a good, holy, ordered thing. And if this thing pulls me into despair and kind of rumination, and despair itself is a sin. If you allow yourself to, I do not believe in God's providence, that is a sin, compared to being subject to anguish and eternal, like, a feeling isn't a choice and it's an experience. And this is kind of like that positioning just of where it's hard, and it kind of does come with just these internal just feelings of discontent, essentially. And that's not necessarily a reflection of reality, obviously. And kind of the cure to that is routine on both ends. In consolation, you have to be very prudent because you're so on fire and in love, and it's easy to be rushed. And then in desolation, do not make major life decisions. Like, It's easy. I'm very prone to this. In desolation, I start trying to find some answer and I take it into my own hands instead of surrendering it. So now, as I've gotten older, I just repeat the line that you repeat in the surrender novena. Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything, all the time. If I'm in this position where it's just constantly like, what if I am separated from God? Like, what if he doesn't love me? What if this or that? Or maybe I've done something and I'm never going to be good enough and whatever, which is true. You will never be good enough and God's choosing you, so give him your life. You will never give him enough because you are not enough, but you can give him everything you have, which is all that he wants from you. So give him everything you have, even this, but which is terrifying and crazy, and you have to be really honest about it. And that's what today's episode about, is this and the demons that attack you in this time. How are they getting to you? What are the kind of traps that you fall into? And so, still recognizing prudence, there is action called here. It is not just you're coasting along, but we're going to be focusing on here and the mess that this is and the position that you get put in. And so, let's see, I think I'm on a little bit of a side tangent, but it applies to overarching life, but also specific. So if something, maybe a situation or thing is putting you into this camp, that is the time that you don't make major life decisions, but you pray, you ask for God's intervention, you surrender yourself to his will, you stay with routine, you pray consistently, even though there's nothing that you're feeling and it's not the same, but it's a commitment. And obviously still following God's law. There's things like, yes, surrender it to him. It might be something that is just bad for you, need to let go of. So continue to pray with it, be slow to action, and then let go of things that are not bringing you to him, right? And so that's kind of that active discernment in this mess. And so from there, you're in this camp, you're in this position. I did not have an episode last week because I've been in this camp and I kept sitting down to film it and I just kept getting so frustrated. I've also had a lot of work in the last 2 weeks, but I just kept not being able to fall upon an answer because everything felt like I was pretending. Everything felt fake. Like, yeah, I know I love God, but I'm I'm performing it and I'm talking about it and it just doesn't mean anything, doesn't have weight, there's not real fruit, and it just was this like endless cycle of like, how can I speak to this if I don't have the answer? Because I feel such turmoil, even though like nothing was going wrong in my life. It's just, where is God though? Where's the mission? Where's the thing? Where's the movement? Where's this that I was not in? Like, I wanted to be here and I wasn't. And so I knew that this episode is what I wanted. I wanted to discuss that. And initially I was going to have this topic of scrupulosity, but I kept sitting with it and praying with it, and it just didn't feel right. Because scrupulosity by definition is seeing sin where there is none. And when I'm in this camp, sometimes, I'm stressed that I didn't do anything, but also I do be doing things. And so it's stress and turmoil and real just distress over also sin that I am committing, where I haven't met someone well, where maybe I've talked about somebody or some situation and it was not appropriate for me to be speaking on, or whatever sin that I just happened to commit that day, and it was giving me real anguish because I actually did commit it, and I will never be perfect, and my God, you don't deserve this. Okay, how do you deal with that? And you're in this position, because that's not living in the resurrection and hope and walking with his mercy and trusting in his mercy. Because even though you will sin, you have to return and come back and stay, right? And it's just really difficult because when you're in this position, it's like, of consolation, it's, my God, like, you love me and I'm so at peace and I'm so sorrowful for my sin because I love you so much, not because, oh, I'll never be perfect enough. It's a different focus. It's a love of my God, not pride because I'm not enough, right? It's I love you so much, and how can I do this to you, my God, which is holy and true and ordered and true, real repentance compared to an internalization. Like, you want to become more external on Christ and serving, like, your life is to know, love, and serve God. So stepping into that position compared to focusing on yourself, like, it's disordered and selfish and prideful. I actually got into really a lot of that theology or concept of being internal and focusing on you is the root of all sin, right? Like, that is pride. I got into a discussion with a member of the LDS Church, like Latter-day Saints, which they have a very different fundamental perception of Genesis and what the fall actually was. Anyway, from this conversation, it was kind of seen as a necessary evil, and in a pursuit of development for Eve. Like, she just wanted to grow, instead of a focus on, like, this is a perversion of order. By wanting the knowledge and by becoming focused on her position and how she was placed with power, right? Like, she's claiming something for herself that isn't hers to have. So we got a lot. There's been a big conversation I've been having recently is how you as an individual position yourself in relation to yourself, right? It should be focused outward in your attention, because that's how you're able to love, instead of internalization, because you will drive yourself crazy. I think it was Arthur Brooks talking about unhappy people think about themselves a lot, like, and that's his whole deal, is the science of happiness, which is super interesting. If you've never watched Arthur Brooks' podcast, definitely recommend. It's super fascinating. But it's just, where are you placing your focus? If you're consistently unhappy or depressed or anxious or in turmoil, look at what you're paying attention to. Like, are you focused on the anxiety? Are you focused on the depression? Are you focused on this internal state of your past and your future and this ruminating cycle? Like, the way you get out of that, go do something for somebody else and, like, focus on something outside of yourself, or, like, there is just all of these ways, like, get outside of yourself, and in just that, and seeing your own littleness, you will be so much more at peace. But anyway, kind of back to getting to know your demon. Like, that demon that I'm discussing is going to be one of fear, right? That God isn't gonna save you because you're not doing enough and you don't love him enough and you haven't earned it, or you're pretending and he's gone, which is heartbreaking and a terrible kind of attack when you are in this position of desolation, because you're vulnerable, right? And so what is your response to it? It should be to, even though he's telling you, like, the thing there is, don't approach him, you're unworthy. You just give up. You're done. Like, that's despair. That is the essence of despair. That's fear. Your reaction should be, Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus. If I am not where I am to be, make me what you want me to be. Like, my God, I am yours. I'm completely and totally yours. Even though I know that I am imperfect, I still, like, ask you to help me like please, because you aren't going to be able to fix yourself. And the only way you grow in a relationship is inviting him into that, saying help. And there's all of these different demons and ways that he attacks you. I know that's my through line, is just staying, or in my life of like attacks, like this is a consistent thing, is that kind of fear. And so when I'm in Consolation, I really, really focus on absorbing, like, okay, my God, you love me and I love you, and I get to be grateful in this moment and really participate in it in a way that feels real to me. And even though the feeling isn't reality, like the allowance for that, or like feelings are temporary and moving, and that's not what you should base your spirituality on. It is still saying something, it is still information, and he's allowing it. Take it and be grateful. And just the ease and peace, like take it and be grateful and use it to remember, because you will be back here. You will be placed back here. And I've talked previously too, like, I don't know, even if I'm in this camp of Consolation, I'm almost wanting Desolation back, just to be able to love God in it, because I will never give God what he deserves, ever. I am incapable of giving to God what he deserves, because he is perfect and wants for nothing. He needs for nothing. Like, there's nothing I can give him that, oh, okay, like, there's just nothing really of substance except for everything I have. Like, I can give you nothing that will aid you or help you or meet some need, but I can give you all of me. And so, like, that's what you have to do. And so whenever, I don't know, I find myself in the position of Consolation, like, as much as it's a relief, I find it's equally hungry to be back in Desolation, so I can be a good spouse to Christ. I want to be a good love again. I want to, like, really show my love, because yes, this is me loving him, but this so much more real, right? Even with its lack of sight of him. Like, when I'm in this, all I want is to be out of it, and like the sweet, I want to be back and know the sweet peace and joy and like feeling the life of Christ. But then as soon as I'm not, like, there's something about, okay, I don't know where you are, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, but I trust you and I love you, and so I'm gonna just pray, and then I'm gonna trust that you'll take care of it, right? That is more than having full knowledge, right? Which is then is interesting back to Genesis. Like, we have this knowledge of good and evil and this like constant awareness of it, and I don't know, like, I think there's probably something to that, which is interesting, but I don't know. It's this constant little back and forth. And this episode, I'll be honest, I mean, I already said, but it was so hard to make for some reason. And actually, I invite you guys to pray for me, because I want to keep doing this. Whenever I post a video and like go through with the thing, it's like, it's a good, and I really enjoy getting to sit and think through all of this. And I've grown a lot in my faith from doing this for about a month, right? And it's good for me, and I really enjoy it. But every film day that I've had, something has gone really wrong. Like, I'm genuinely I get attacked. Like, it's crazy. Missing equipment, just gone. I bought it, it went into my vehicle and then was never seen again. I've been sick like 3 of the days that I was supposed to film, and it's just been kind of thing after thing. So pray for me. But also getting to do things that are good and holy and ordered in the challenge and in the adventure is the good part of it, right? Because you're also here for such a limited amount of time. Like, I don't know, like there's something so attractive of being a soldier for Christ. Like, that's what we are called, is we are the church militant. Like, we are battling, like take the struggle and take the challenge and do it while you can, because you won't always have the opportunity to. And even though it is hard, like, that's a gift, getting to do that. And it's not because you're giving something to Christ that he needs, but it's a lesson kind of you need to learn of, this is what love is. And not just to, oh, I know what love is, but to, I like have experienced it and embodied what love is. That is a lesson you need to learn. And I don't know, just he wants all of you. You give him all of you. And so it's really crazy getting to sit down and kind of have this conversation, because genuinely an hour ago I was just so frustrated. I'm like, I don't feel like I have any fruit. I don't feel like I'm doing what he wants from me. And even, I don't know, it's just, I was just frustrated with everything. And then you actually sit with it and really meditate and contemplate God's love and desire to bring you close to him. And it's oh yeah, what a really, oh yeah, I'm his. I am his. I'm his. That's the line in the Surrender Novena too, where it's you trying to be involved and to fix your life, which you are incapable of doing. Let it go and surrender is like a child intervening when their mom's trying to do something and parents try to take care of something, and you're like, wait, no. Or the other parallel is you're a sick person telling the doctor how to heal you. Like, you're going to the doctor, please heal me. Oh, hey, can you do it like this? Like, it's illogical. Let the healer do the healing. And you're a child of God. Be dependent on him and have full, complete trust and faith. And I think that's one of the lies that we kind of get stuck in, is if I fully trust and rely on him, I'm gonna be passive or something, or gonna miss something, or I'm gonna get got, like, because you relax for a second. And so I don't know, like, it feels like this huge risk when really you're only going to be putting yourself in this camp further by not choosing to do that. Because that's, the more you choose and participate with the hope and trust and childlike joy and dependence, the more you're oriented towards this camp, which you won't always be in this camp of Consolation, but it orients you towards it, which is obviously the better camp. And so, I don't know. So with just specific things, where is it putting you? What's the after effects? Is it causing you to become more frustrated and internal? Whatever the sin is, the thing that keeps attacking you. I know this episode was supposed to be about getting to know your specific demon. So what I'm inviting you to do is to use this spirituality to, what puts me in this camp? What is the lie that keeps getting used against me where I'm getting pulled into this instead of this? Sometimes God just allows you to be here, but there's also you kept staying with some thought instead of giving it to him. You just didn't look to him, right? And so you ended up over here and you just lost your focus. You lost the glasses. You stopped seeing clearly. And you get out of that by relying on him, and eventually it lifts and you're good and in love again. But look for the specific lies. Look at the patterns and themes of your life, because you are a creature of habit as a human being. Like, we just tend to be. It's so funny. Anytime I have one of my little consolation epiphanies of, oh, this is what I need to change, this is what I've been focusing on wrong, it has the same underlying theme of fear and control. I've been talking about that a lot recently, is like just trying to control your own life. And I don't know, it's just funny because it's this brand new epiphany, but really it's just a different way that I was engaging with fear and trying to do my own thing and take it and not give it to God. And no, like, you can have everything except for this. Like, I got this, don't look at this. I have to give everything to him, or everything falls apart. And I don't know. Look for your themes of sin. What's the lie? It's always some ordered good that you're looking for, and you're going about it in a disordered fashion, because you are made for the good, you long for the good, and then your human nature, and it's just, you choose the easier thing, but there's some reasoning that got you there and allowed you to be in that position. So look for it. You're a rational creature, and there's a difference between meditating and using your gift of intellect and taking control. So make sure you're asking God to guide you towards truth and honesty, and practicing the virtue of honesty with yourself, right? So yeah, that's today's episode. Get to know your demon, get to know the thing that pulls you away, and practice routine and repetition through consolation and through desolation. Make sure that you're consistently choosing him, because it's easier to ride the storm out if you have something. If as soon as you're in desolation, you just kind of stop praying, it's just going to take a lot longer for him to pull you back into joy and hope and light, because you're not, he's like, here, take my hands, and you're just refusing to be pulled out. So take his hands, practice repetition in prayer, go to confession regularly, go to mass regularly, and have true and certain faith. I believe it was yesterday was the feast day for St. Thomas the Apostle, who, if it wasn't, then oh well. But he was doubting Thomas, right? Which is so terrible. To be the apostle, that's your nickname, is the doubting one. Like, Peter denied him, and it's not 3 times, and it's not Peter the denier, it's like Peter the rock, or whatever, St. Peter, and Thomas has stayed the denier. But have just blind, complete trust and faith, and you will be rewarded for your trust and faith of, even if you get moved to some different position, like, you just will be rewarded so much more for not fighting him, like, for just blindly trusting and giving him everything. I don't know, because honestly, there's some kind of almost good, right, in Thomas, in his doubting. Who knows what this could be? This could be a demon, this could be this, could be that. But it would have been better if he had the position of, like, God will protect me in my pursuit of the good, and just having faith, right? And so have faith that God will protect you. Have faith in his mercy. Trust in his plan for you. Pray for his protection. If you're worried about it, ask for his protection. Just really rely on him in everything, and watch your demon. If you don't know how you're being tempted or what you're currently struggling with, then you're kind of exposed. So make sure in your time of examination of conscience, it's not just, oh, okay, I sin here. It's, this is how I'm getting attacked right now, and watch it, because you will find the pattern in some other new and creative way. And so yeah, but I'm praying for you guys. Pray for me. St. Michael the Archangel, pray for us. Bye, guys.